Here's a little bit of stall poetry for you. In days of old, when nights were cold and toilets weren't invented, they laid their load upon the road and walked away contented. Yeah, it's corny, but there's an element of truth to it as far as the ancient Romans go. While wealthier Romans had private latrines, most of the plebeian class didn't have that privilege. So, what did they do? Well, they had a lot of options. They could go in the streets, of course. There's plenty of graffiti preserved in cities like Pompeii and Herculaneum that attest to that. They could also use chamber pots, which they called matellae. When they were full, they were dumped out into the street, most of the time straight from the window onto whatever poor soul happened to be passing below. But if you were out and about, chances are you would be close to a public latrine. These were essentially a couple of rows of benches with holes cut into them, with water running below to carry away whatever, deposits one might make. Notice the distinct lack of stalls or dividers. That's right, you had to go in and make eye contact with your neighbors and fellow Romans as you unleashed brown hell upon the toilet. You might have even had to be thigh to thigh with somebody. It's kind of embarrassing to think about since we're so used to having privacy when we do our business. But for the average Roman, it would have been no big deal. In fact, they would have used the opportunity to catch up on the neighborhood gossip. While public bathrooms helped to keep at least some human waste out of the streets, they didn't do much for public health. I mean, come on. The sponges they used to wipe themselves were communal, and we know now that just because Browns left town doesn't mean that the poo cooties have packed their bags. 3 words. Fecal oral route. Ugh, gross. Would you be able to stomach going to the toilet like this? Tell me in the comments below.